Trudy Harrison.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the 23rd of June 2016, I voted to leave the European Union, not at the time as a Member of Parliament, as I had not then been elected, but as a resident and parent of 4 daughters who has always lived in Copeland and hopefully always will do. Mr. Speaker, I do not describe myself as a Brexiteer. I voted to leave because I am proud and desperately ambitious for this country. This pride and ambition is not based on an out-of-date rose-tinted nostalgia, but on fact. The success of our country and our place in the world was secured well before we joined the European Union, and as part of the EU, our success has continued. But the north of England, despite being responsible for so much of our industrial and technological prowess over recent decades, has not had the investment, particularly in infrastructure, that it should to really achieve its full potential. Much of the dialogue around Brexit has been focused on the process, and if I'm honest, the matter of control of our laws, our borders and our money motivates me less than the outcome of what we are all surely trying to achieve. We're striving for a successful UK. And if the outcome, the aim, the prize of Brexit is a more successful country, then I do not want to scupper the very educational establishments and businesses which will be absolutely critical to achieving that outcome of a successful United Kingdom. So, to be clear, I voted to leave the EU, I want to leave the EU, and I respect the democratic process our country has. And I look forward to Parliament getting this agreement over the line. As I see it, this is a skeletal framework, and each and every one of us has the responsibility to put the flesh on the bones. The key points of leaving are met in this deal. Free movement ends, the direct jurisdiction of the ECJ ends, and the vast budget payments to the EU end. We are leaving the common fisheries policy and the common agricultural policy. Critically, citizens' rights will be protected both here in the UK and in the EU, which means that the benefits of healthcare and pensions and other important matters will be protected. But I think most importantly, we will have the time through the implementation or transition period to adjust. Time will allow us, the people and businesses on both sides of the Channel, to adjust to the new arrangements, but it is time limited to December 2020. For my Copeland constituency, that time to adjust is essential. For the nuclear industry, as we leave Euratom and move to a UK regime under the Office for National Nuclear Regulations, the extra time afforded by the transition period will ensure that all the safeguards officers, procedures and equipment is in place, but also that the bilateral agreements will also be in place with other countries. And given the international, collaborative nature of the nuclear industry, this is absolutely vital. It is especially critical to Cumbria because 27,000 of the 87,000 people working in the nuclear industry live in Cumbria and depend on that industry. Just about every household in my constituency has a family member working in or for a business connected with the nuclear industry. And that is why I want the security that this withdrawal agreement brings. The industrial strategy and nuclear sector deal has much cause for optimism. For over 60 years, Copeland has led the way, being first in the world to generate electricity for the grid when Calder Hall was opened in 1957. And this government is the first in a generation to now be constructing new nuclear at Hinkley Point, and I am determined that we will also get Moorside built in Copeland. We have an undisputed need for more low-carbon electricity and an undeniable, globally respected, safe nuclear capability in Copeland. And I will do nothing to damage that and everything I possibly can to grow even further that capability. To skewer more research and development in advanced and small modular reactors, more export of our current decommissioning operations, to increase the export of skills, components, products and processes that are working well at Sellafield and are being developed by our superb nuclear supply chain. Equally important is securing our farming industry, and I am concerned that extortionate tariffs would not help but hinder the incredibly hard-working farmers and their businesses. The Common Agricultural Policy will come to an end, to the delight of many Cumbrian farmers. And again, I want to do all I can to ensure we deliver a UK farming policy that works for Cumbrian farmers and avoids damaging tariffs. Our place in the world is based on a number of factors which I fear could be hindered, not helped. It is based on the number of top universities we have in this country, the creative industries, the award-winning books and films in our language, our time zone, our national resolve, our military might, our freedoms, the great institutions, the think tanks, the legal and financial economy that has grown in this country, our road, rail, sea, air and digital connectivity.
But we're thank you.